Hello, everybody, and welcome to Birchland Park Middle School for today's presentation of Spartan varsity softball. Today's matchup is between the Westfield Bombers and East Long Meadow Spartans. As we get underway here, Decker falls behind the leadoff batter, Lexi Manacucci, 1-0. That'll miss low and inside for ball two. We are down a camera person today, so the camera will be stationary. I apologize for that. I'll help you out down the left and right field lines as you'll lose vision of the ball if anything's hit that way. As Decker falls behind 3-0. And that's a 4-pitch walk to start the game off. So, Spartans started off the same way in the last game against Chicopee. Chicopee ended up scoring 10 runs in the first inning and would go on to win that one 14-5. As Manacucci takes off for second on the pitch, and she'll be gunned down. So the Spartans get away with that early walk. They get it back with the caught stealing. Nice throw by Alyssa Pioggi, who's doing the catching today for the Spartans. So it'll be 1 out, 1-0 count to Jessie Pratt, center fielder for the Bombers today. She looks at that one for strike one and leaving the count at 1-1. That swung on and missed for strike two. Westfield 12-0 this year. They are ranked number 1 in Western Mass by Mass Live. Spartans ranked number 6. Their record is 7-4. As the count evens up at 2-2 to Jessie Pratt. That's grounded foul to the backstop. The exception of that first inning the other day, Spartans played a close game with Chicopee. As that off-speed pitch is taken for strike 3. So Decker picks up her first strike of the game for the second out of the first. Decker took a lot after that one, and Pratt just stood there and looked at it. Great pitch by Julia Decker. And that's lined to shortstop. Danny White will settle under it and make the catch for the third out. So the Spartans get a 1-2-3 inning after the top of the first, 0-0. We'll be back for the home half after this.
Today's game is brought to you in part by The Pizza Shop, home of the legendary dough located on Shaker Road in East Longmeadow. And also by Let's Yo, a yogurt experience. You can visit Let's Yo on North Main Street in the Stop and Shop Plaza in East Longmeadow.
Bomber the first ready to get underway here at Birchland Park Middle School. It'll be Mackenzie Lambert leading things off today for the Spartans. As she lines that one to center field and will drop in for a single. She'll start off first pitch swinging and end up at first base with a leadoff single. Lambert, not the typical leadoff hitter for the Spartans this season. Usually she's been down in the 3-4 spot with her power, but leading off today for the Spartans. And I'll bring up Danny White. She looks at strike one on the inside corner. White playing short today, as usual for the Spartans. It'll be Alyssa Pioggi on deck. Julia Decker will follow her. Then Jill Morosino, Lexi Cohan, Ali Abdulis, Jill Tarowski, as Lambert takes second with some heads-up base running. Abdulis will bat 7th, Jill Tarowski 8th, and Balboni will round off the lineup at number 9. So a 1-1 count now to Danny White. Runner on second, no outs here in the bottom of the first. That's grounded up the middle. We'll get through the infield. Coach Sant will hold Lambert at third. So it'll be runners at the corners with no outs. Still here in the first. So Spartans have some life early here in this one. Bring up the catcher for today, Alyssa Piogi. Had a nice throw back in the top half of this inning to get a runner stealing second. She'll look at that one for strike one. And that's hit high to the outfield. That'll go off the fence. Lambert will score easily. Danny White will go into third, and Piogi will go up with an easy double. So Spartans get on the board first. They lead Westfield 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. That one on a less windy day had a chance to get out of here. That was hit high. Wind definitely affected that hit as Mary Edwards comes in to run for Alyssa Piogi. So runners at second and third after the double by Piogi. As Julia Decker looks at strike one. Decker hitting cleanup today as her and Lambert started this flip-flop in the typical lineup. As that gets called strike two. So Decker falls to 0-2. Still no outs here in the bottom of the first. Spartans lead 1-0 after the double by Piogi. She'll look at that one high. Count will be 1-2. That will miss low for a ball, and even the count of 2-2. So the Spartans continue their aggressive hitting as they did last game, swinging early and often here in this one. As that one misses outside. Good take there by Decker. She'll get a 3-2 pitch coming up. That swung on. I'll get by the foul tip. So Decker just stays alive. I didn't hear any metal to ball contact, but umpire behind the plate signaling that she got a piece of it. So she'll stay alive here. 3-2. That's lined into the outfield and will be caught by the center fielder as White goes diving back into third to avoid the tag. So good contact by Decker, just tracked down well by the center fielder. Be one out here in the first. Jill Morcino takes ball one low. Morcino squares the bunt, gets it down right to the pitcher. She'll throw over to first where the second baseman was covering. Throw to home is not in time as Danny White goes in safely head first. So Spartans go up 2-0 after the sacrifice bunt by Jill Morcino. And that'll bring up Lexi Cohan. With a runner on second as Cohan looks at ball one high. That one's grounded softly to short. She'll field it cleanly, throw on to first for the third out. So the Spartans get an early 2-0 lead here after one. We'll be back for the second after this quick break.
Sports fans stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCatSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
Second inning action ready to get underway here at Birchland. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Bombers, as that's taken high and outside for a ball by Caitlin Puza. Spartans off to an early 2-0 lead after the double by Alyssa Pioggi and a nice sacrifice bunt from Jill Morcino, as Puza goes ahead 2-0 in the count. That'll miss low for ball 3-0. That'll miss for ball 4, so another leadoff walk. Bombers also had their leadoff runner walked in the first. She was caught stealing on a nice throw by Pioggi. And that'll bring up Carly Mostello. She's playing first today. She'll take ball 1 outside. That'll hit the outside corner for strike 1. Decker evens the count at 1-1 with a runner on first here in the top of the second. Spartans lead the Bombers 2-0. As that one's lined to center field and will one-hop the fence. Lambert will field it, throw it to third, missing the cut, and Carly Mostello goes into second on the double. Again, folks, I apologize for the lack of camera movement. We're short a camera person today, so you'll just have to pretend that it's like a little radio. As that pitch misses high and outside for ball 1 to Rachel Swords. Runner on second and third here in the top of the second. After the double by Carly Mostello, Spartans lead the Bombers 2-0. As that offering hits for strike 1. 1-1 count now to Rachel Swords. Playing second today for the Bombers. That's grounded foul at the plate. And she'll fall to 1-2. One-two pitch. Swung on and missed as Decker got another Westfield batter with the off-speed pitch. That's her second strikeout of the day for the first out of the second. I'll bring up Annalise Iak. She squares the bunt, pops it straight up. Nice catch by Pioggi. Heads up play there. She'll record the second out of the inning with that. Hopped out of her squat real quick and played it on the fly. Nice job there by Alyssa. I'll bring up Maddie Brockway. She grounds one through the left side. And the Bombers will get their first run of the day after that base hit. That'll bring us back to the top of the order. Oh, no. The 9-hitter, Vicky Camp, will bat now for the Bombers. Playing right field today. She squares around the bunt, pulls back, and takes ball 1 high and outside. Squares the bunt again. This time commits to it and misses for strike one. That'll even the count at 1-1. Bombers getting a run back in this inning. They still trail 2-1. That's taken high for ball 2. Count now to Vicky Camp. That's swung on and grounded by the diving Danny White. That'll get into the outfield, so the Bombers will tie the game at 2 here in the second. There'll be runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the second. Starts to pick up here at Burson Park. Lead off better. Lexi Minakuchi takes ball 1. Outside she walked in her first at bat back in the first. That's rolled in for ball 2. Blocked by Pioji to keep the runners where they are. Squared to bunt, pulled back. But the call is a strike, so she'll go to 2-1 now. That one squeaks by Pioji and the runners will move up a base. Pioji got a piece of it, but just got enough. Didn't get enough of it where it just squeaked by her as Coach Santinello comes out to talk with Decker. It'll be a 3-1 count to Lexi Minakuchi. She'll have runners in scoring position on second and third with 2 outs here in the second. Bombers tied the game this inning, getting 2 runs. So it's tied 2-2. Sant heads back to the dugout and we'll get back underway here. As that one's grounded softly up the third base line, picked up foul. So runners will stay where they are. It'll be a full count now to Lexi Minakuchi. That swung on and lifted to the infield. Balboni settles under it and makes the catch for the third out. So the Bombers get 2 back. This game's tied 2-2 after 2 and after 1.5. Too many 2s. We'll be back for the bottom of the second after this quick break.
Today's game is brought to you in part by The Pizza Shop, home of the legendary dough located on Shaker Road in East Long Meadow. And also by Let's Yo, a yogurt experience. You can visit Let's Yo on North Main Street in the Stop and Shop Plaza in East Long Meadow.
Welcome back for the bottom half of the second inning. Spartans tied with the Bombers 2-2 as Ali Abdulis leads things off here for the Spartans. She goes to a 1-1 count. That'll miss low and inside for ball 2. One count to Ali Abdulis here in the bottom of the second. And that's line past the second baseman, and she'll reach with a base hit. She'll round first after the ball got by the outfielder and head into second with a double. Good heads up base running by Abdulis. The outfielder couldn't cut that one off, so Abdulis headed on to second for the double. So Spartans get a leadoff runner in scoring position, and then I'll bring up Jill Tarowski. She looks at strike one on the inside corner. That's popped up down the first baseline, foul out of play. So leaving the count at 1-1. Spartans tied with the Bombers 2-2 here in the second inning. That swung on and grounded down the third baseline, but foul just on the other side of third base. Bring the count to 1-2 to Jill Tarowski. That swung on and missed for strike three. So Tarowski goes down swinging for the first out of the second. And that'll bring up Kara Balboni with a runner on second in Ali Abdulis after she doubled to lead off the inning. That swung on and fouled straight back for strike one. The Spartans swinging early in the counts. So far paying off. They've made good contact off of Sarah McNearney, pitcher today for the Bombers. Out of Miss Low and inside for a ball. 1-1 count now to Balboni. Can't even say my last name. That swung on and lifted short. Second baseman has a tough time tracking it down, and Balboni will reach on the error. Not sure what happened on that one. Maybe the wind played around with it. It was hit high, so that's a possibility. So that'll be runner on first and third. And Mackenzie Lambert will come up to the plate with one out here in the second. That hits for strike one. Swung on and missed, and Balboni will go on to second on the pass ball. Lambert led things off in the first with a base hit. She later scored the Spartans' first run of the game. That swung on and missed for strike two. Oh, strike three. Sorry, I apologize. So 2 outs here on 2 strikeouts in the second. Danny White comes up to the plate. She looks at strike one. That's lined into the outfield for a base hit. Now scorer Abdulis throw to the plate will be offline, and Balboni will get in to score as Danny White heads to third on the pass ball. So Spartans have a little fun with 2 outs and get 2 more runs. They'll lead the Bombers 4-2 after that. Hit by Danny White. Melissa Pioji will come up to the plate. That misses low and inside to Pioji. Throw back to third, not in time to get White. as she's back safely. That hits the inside corner for strike one. 1-1 count now to Alyssa Pioji. She hit a double in her first at bat in the first inning. That swung on and missed for strike two. Misses low and outside for ball two. 2-2 count now to Pioji. Danny White stands on third. Spartans collect 2 runs in this inning. They'll lead 4-2. That one's fouled off down the first base line. Swung on and grounded foul. So Pioji stays alive at 2-2. Misses high. And Pioji battles back to get a full count. 3-2 count to Pioji, runner on third, 2 outs here in the second. Payoff pitch is swung on and grounded to this first baseman. She'll tap first for the third out, so Spartans get 2. They lead by 2 after 2.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCAT Sports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
Ready to get the third inning started here at Birchland. It will be the 2-3-4 hitters for Westfield in Jesse Pratt, Maddie Ekokadis, and Caitlin Puza. Pratt squared, thought about it, but pulled back and swung on. And she reaches on the infield hit. Quick down the first baseline. So that was just, Danny White had no time, had to be a great throw, which it was. Just not in time to beat Pratt down the line. So she'll reach on the infield hit. I'm going to bring up Maddie Ekokadis. That hits at the knees for strike one. Spartans lead the Bombers 4-2 here in the top of the third. Bombers get a leadoff runner on safely as that misses high for ball one. 1-1 now to Maddie Ekokadis. This is inside for ball two. That Ekokadis flew out to Danny White back in the first. That swung on and grounded to second. Morcino flips on to second to get the leadoff runner. So Ekokadis reaches on the fielder's choice, but the Spartans get an out for the first of the third. It's the first pitch to Caitlin Puza, misses high and outside for ball one. Softly to second. Morcino fields and flips on to Tarowski for the second out. So 2 outs here in the third. Runner on second. And Carly Mostello will come up to bat. Mostello looks at ball one, outside. Misses again outside for ball two. Same spot again, ball three. So Decker falls behind 3-0 to Carly Mostello. She reached and later scored back in the second. And she'll take all the way and look at ball four for the 2-out walk. And there'll be runners at first and second. Spartans lead the Bombers 4-2 here in the third. So Rachel Swords comes up to bat. She struck out swinging last time in the second. Misses outside for ball one. Good reach by Alyssa Piogi to keep the runners at first and second. Another great block. Piogi working hard this inning to keep the runners stuck at their bases. That's the sixth straight ball from Decker. That's she's taken all the way and looks at strike one. So Decker gets the courtesy strike. Three one now to Rachel Swords. That hits the outside corner for strike two. So Decker battles back and loads up the count at 3-2. So 3-2 count here. Both runners will be off with the pitch. That swung on and driven to left field. Hits the fence over Cohan's head. She'll get it in, but not after both runners will score. As Rachel Swords goes into second with the double. So just like that, the Bombers erase the Spartans' 2-run lead and tie the game up at 4 here in the third. That'll bring up Annalisa Yak. Takes a ball. That'll get by AP, and Swords will move on to third on the pass ball. And Piogi will go out to talk to Decker. So 2 outs here in the third inning. Bombers get 2 runs after the double by Rachel Swords. They tie the game up at 4. Annalise Yak is at the plate for the Bombers. She takes strike one. That swung on and missed for a strike. 2-2. Now to Annalise. 2 outs here in the third. That swung on and fouled straight back. She'll stay alive. And the count will stay at 2-2. Runner on third, 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Game tied at 4 apiece as that one's lifted into the outfield. Abdulas can't reach it in foul territory. Two count to Annalise Eak. And that swung on and missed for strike three. So a big strikeout from Decker. She'll keep the game tied 4-4 after 2.5.
Today's game is brought to you in part by The Pizza Shop, home of the legendary dough, located on Shaker Road in East Longmeadow. And also by Let's Yo, a yogurt experience. You can visit Let's Yo on North Main Street in the Stop and Shop Plaza in East Longmeadow.
We'll be back for the home half of the third after this quick break. Home half for the third inning ready to get underway here at Birchland Park Middle School. We have a tied game here in the third, 4-4. As Decker starts things off here and looks at strike one. Spartans will have their 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up in Julia Decker, Jill Morosino, and Lexi Cohan. As Decker takes ball one on the outside corner. I'll even count at 1-1. Decker lined out to the center fielder in her first at bat, as that one is out of play down the left field line. That's driven. Shortstop can't handle it. Good effort, but just out of reach. And Decker will reach on the base hit. Some of these hits look like they're coming off the bat a lot harder than they actually are. It's just from where I'm sitting, but that looked like it was driven into the outfield. As Morosino fouls one straight back. Out of play. So the Spartans get the third leadoff runner on of the game. As Morosino takes ball one to even the count at 1-1. Julia Decker stands on first with no outs. That one's grounded off the pitcher. And Morosino will reach on the base hit. Tough play to make for the pitcher as that one hit off her leg and just scooted out of the way of everyone. So Spartans get runners on first and second on 2 base hits. Lexi Cohan flops that one into the outfield out of the reach of the diving second baseman. And run down, but Decker will retreat safely back to third. The Spartans getting a couple lucky breaks so far in this inning. We'll have bases loaded with Ali Abdulis coming up to the plate. That's flown out of play down the third baseline. Bases loaded here in the third, tied game 4-4. That swung on and fouled straight back. And Douglas will fall to an 0-2 count. Misses outside for a ball. 1-2 now to Ali Abdulis. She hit a double in her last at bat back in the second. Just misses inside. Snapped out of the third. I didn't see it. I was blocked by an outfielder, but So after that close pitch, some Westfield fans sitting out here arguing that that was strike three. And they may have a case. That looked good from here, but Abdullah evens the count at 2-2. That misses low and outside for ball three. And that's grounded to third. She'll throw home for the out. And the throw back to third is not in time. So Abdullah reaches first on the fielder's choice. Decker's thrown out at home on the 5-2 putout. And Morosino will be on third with Cohan on second as Jill Tarowski looks at strike one. So base is still loaded here with one out. As that one's grounded to third, she'll throw home again and get the second out. So Tarowski reaches on the fielder's choice. Abdullah moves on the second and Cohan on the third after another 5-2 putout. Balboni takes ball one. Balboni reached on an error last inning. Snap throw to third, not in time. So 1-1 count now to Balboni. That one's grounded to third, but foul this time. Balboni will be down 1-2 here. And she looks at strike three. So Balboni goes down looking. Spartans can't utilize on a bases loaded, no out inning as they ground out couple times to get the outs at home, so the game remains tied 4-4 after three. We'll be back for the start of the fourth after this.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCATSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
Fourth inning ready to get underway here as the Bombers have their 8-9-1 hitters due up in this one. Be Maddie Brockway to lead things off with the Bombers. She takes ball one outside. And that offering misses for ball two. This game is tied 4-4 here in the fourth. Spartans unable to capitalize on a bases loaded, no out situation last half inning. Decker gets the courtesy strike with a 3-0 count. 3-1 now to Maddie Brockway. That swung on and lifted into the outfield. Foul. Down the left field line. And Decker battles back to get a full count. It's grounded foul down the third baseline. Brockway stays alive. That's lined into the outfield. Will drop in for a base hit. So Bombers get a leadoff runner on. That'll bring up their 9-hitter, Vicky Camp, who got a base hit in her first at bat back in the second. It's a great job by Westfield pitching and defense to hold the Spartans scoreless last inning. As Vicky Camp looks at ball one high and outside. Sarah McNerney did a good job of pitching out of that inning, getting a couple ground balls. Camp fouls that one back to the backstop. That misses outside and evens the count at 2-2 to Vicky Camp. She bats with a runner on first after the base hit by Maddie Brockway. 4-4 game here in the top of the fourth inning. That one's fouled straight back out of play. Camp stays alive at 2-2. That's fouled off again. There's a ball from the JV field. Flies into our field of play. Two count now to Vicky Camp. Runner on first, no out still here in the fourth inning. That misses high and outside for ball three. Good at bat here from the Bombers' 9-hitter. She works the count here. Payoff pitch is lifted out of play, foul. And she'll battle again. Payoff pitch again from Decker is low and inside for ball four. So that'll put runners on first and second. And we'll bring up the top of the order for the Bombers. Sant will call a powwow with his defense. So to recap, we have a 4-4 game here in the top of the fourth. Spartans unable to capitalize on a bases loaded, no out situation back in the third. Sarah McNerney did a good job of pitching out of that inning, getting a couple key ground outs and a key strikeout to Balboni to end that one. Not the Spartans putting any runs across the board and keeping the game tied at 4. So we'll get back underway here in the fourth. It'll be Lexi Minakuchi. She squares the bunt, pulls back, and takes ball one low and outside. This is inside for ball 2-0 now. Minakuchi. How's it going? That one is in there for strike one. And that's grounded up the middle against the outfield. and runners will hold at third, so it'll be bases loaded here after that base hit by Minakuchi. Still no outs here in the fourth. That one's grounded foul by Jesse Pratt off her own foot. So innings flip-flop here, and Bombers get themselves a bases loaded, no out situation as Pyoji gets a good block. That pitch evens the count at 1-1. That hits at the knees for a strike. One-two count now to Jessie Pratt. She struck out in the first. That one's fouled back. That one missed inside and evens the count at 2-2. So Pratt has a 2-2 count. Bases loaded, no outs here in the top of the fourth. And that one misses high for ball 3. So a dangerous pitch here from Decker. Full count, bases loaded, no outs here in the fourth. That misses inside. So Decker will walk in a run. And the Bombers take a 1-run lead here in the fourth, 5-4. I'll bring up Maddie Akotakis. Takes ball 1 outside. She's 0 for 2 today. She's reached on a fielder's choice and flown out so far in this one as Danny White calls a little meeting to settle down Decker. So bases loaded here in the fourth. Already 1 run in for the Bombers on the walk. They lead the Spartans 5-4. One-0 count to Maddie Akotakis. That's grounded up the middle and get into the outfield. 2 runs score on that one. So after the base hit, be a runner on first and second. Still no outs here in the fourth. As Vicky Camp and Lexi Minakuchi come around to score. First offering to Caitlin Puza misses outside for a ball. Bounced in for ball 2. Good grab by Pyoji to keep Pratt at second. Spartans still looking to get the first out of this inning. 3 runs already across for the Bombers. That one is fouled down the first baseline. Two-two count now to Caitlin Puza. 0 for 1 today. She's reached on a walk and grounded out in her 2 at-bats. That's grounded up the middle, fielded by Decker. She'll throw on to first to get the first out. And runners move up a base to second and third. So Spartans finally get the first out of the fourth. And runners at second and third in Jesse Pratt and Maddie Atkokadis. As Carly Mostello comes up to bat. She takes ball 1 low. High for a ball. So 3-0 count now to Mostello. Bombers with a chance to open this one up. They already have a 3-run lead so far in this one, as Decker gets the courtesy strike from Mostello. 3-1 count now. That misses outside and high for ball 4, so that'll load the bases back up with 1 out still here in the fourth. Rachel Swartz comes up to bat. She takes strike 1. Offering misses outside for ball and evens count at 1-1 to Rachel Swords. Swords 1 for 2 today, striking out back in the second and hitting a double in the third. The offering from Decker misses low for ball. 2-1 now to Rachel Swords. That's grounded. Gets past Tarowski, but Morosino does a good job of backing her up. So Bombers trading out for a run as Jesse Pratt comes in to score. Maddie Atkokadis moves over to third. And Carly Mostello moves to second. Annalise Eak looks at strike 1. 8th batter of this inning for the Bombers as she crushes one over left field. Almost crosses the street here at Birchland. She did not miss a single piece of that one. That was gone in a flash. So that would be a 3-run home run, and the Bombers have really opened this inning up, opened this game up this inning. So that home run coming with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Maddie Brockway, who led off this inning with a base hit. Bombers now lead the Spartans 11-4. That offering misses outside to even the count at 1-1 to Maddie Brockway. Swung on and missed for strike 2. 1-2 count now to Brockway. That's hit hard into the out into center. Lambert settles under it and makes a catch for the final out of the fourth. So the Bombers do what the Spartans couldn't. They capitalize on a bases loaded, no out inning. They score 7 runs this inning.
Today's game is brought to you in part by The Pizza Shop, home of the legendary dough, located on Shaker Road in East Longmeadow. And also by Let's Yo, a yogurt experience. You can visit Let's Yo on North Main Street in the Stop and Shop Plaza in East Longmeadow.
After the 3-run home run from Annalise Iak, they lead the Spartans 11-4 after 3.5. We'll be back for the home half of the 4th after this quick break. All right, home half of the 4th ready to get underway here at Birchland Park Middle School as Mackenzie Lambert leads things off for the Spartans. She'll take ball 1 low. Bombers opened this game up back in the last half inning, putting 7 runs on the board and taking an 11-4 lead over the Spartans after a 3-run home run from Annalise Iak that was absolutely crushed, as that one's lifted into the outfield by Lambert. Right fielder can't settle under it, and it'll hop out of her glove. Luckily for the Bombers, it was in foul territory, so just a long strike for Lambert. That's lined up the middle past the shortstop, and Lambert will reach first base easily with a single. So the Spartans have had leadoff runners reach every inning so far this game. See if they can start chipping away at the 7-run lead that Westfield has. Danny White bats now for the Spartans. Takes ball 1 low. Pitch missed low for ball 2. 2-0 count now to Danny White. White 2 for 2 today. 2 base hits. That one's lined into the outfield, right at the right fielder, and she'll make the easy catch for the first out of the 4th. That'll bring up Alyssa Pioji. 1 for 2 today with a double and a ground out. Takes strike 1 on the inside corner. That's hit hard down the line, but foul by Pioji. Just a tad bit ahead of that one. She made great contact just a little early in her swing. She falls 0-2 now to Sarah McNerney. That's grounded to third. Fielded, but the second baseman can't cover in time to get the out at second. So Pioji reaches on the fielder's choice, and Lambert will be safe at second base. I don't know if the second baseman didn't think that the shortstop would try and get the out at second, or just a miscommunication, but regardless, Lambert reaches safely at second. So Decker bats here with no outs as that one gets away from the catcher, and both runners have advanced to base. So it'll be Lambert at third and Pioji on second. 1-0 count now to Julia Decker. Looks to help herself out here a little bit. That swung on and grounded sharply down the third baseline for foul. That one just on the outside of the bag. 1-1 count now to Decker. 1 for 2 today with a base hit. That's grounded foul again down the third baseline. Decker now down in the count 1-2. 1-2 count to Decker. Swung on, not swung on. Taken high for ball 2. So that pitch evens the count at 2-2. Decker looked like she wanted to swing at it, but did a good job of holding off of that one. That hits at the knees, I guess, for strike 3. This umpire has had a low strike zone all day. He's been calling those low strikes all day long. So, although it may not look like a strike, he's been calling it consistently all day. So, batters from both teams have to be aware of that low strike. And the Westfield pitcher took full advantage of it. Morcino bats now. That's lined into the outfield. Drops in for a base hit. 1 run will score. The catcher misses the tag. So Spartans get 2 on the board after the base hit by Jill Morcino. The ball beat AP by a mile, but I guess the catcher just missed the tag. And the Spartans get 2 on the board here in the 4th. Now trailed the Bombers 11-6. That'll bring up Lexi Cohan, who's shown a bit of power this season, so hopefully she'll keep this inning going for the Spartans. That's grounded up the middle through the infield, and will be a base hit for Cohan. So runners at first and second for Ali Abdulis, who is 1 for 2 today. That swung on and missed for strike. Count to Ali Abdulis. That's high for a ball. Snap throw down to second. Morcino back in time as the throw is offline. Swung on and missed for strike 2. So 1-2 count now to Abdulis. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Spartans have already scored 2 runs. That hits the outside corner for strike 3. So Sarah McNerney gets her second strikeout of the inning. Spartans able to start chipping away. They score 2 in the 4th. They trail the Bombers 11-6. We'll be back for the start of the 5th after this.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCATSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
Ready to start the 5th here at Burson Park, as Bombers will have their 9-1-2 hitters due up this half inning. Vicky Camp leads things off with taking a ball. That one's lined right to Decker, and she'll make the catch for the first out. So that brings up the top of the order for the Bombers. And Lexi Minakuchi, she's 1 for 1 today in 2 at-bats, reaching on a single and a walk. That misses low for a ball. Spartans able to score 2 more runs in the last half inning. They trail the Bombers 11-6 here in the 5th inning. As that offering misses outside for ball 2 to Lexi Minakuchi, leadoff hitter for the Bombers. Decker falls 3-0 now to the shortstop. And Decker gets the courtesy strike. 3-1 count now to Lexi Minakuchi. That misses low for ball 4. So Bombers will have a runner on first with no outs here in the 5th. Stecker's 7th walk of this game. Squared to bunt by Jessie Pratt. Good bunt as she has great speed as she beats out the throw from Decker to get the infield hit. She showed her speed earlier in this game as she beat out a grounder to Danny White at short. So they'll bring up Maddie Akokaitis with 2 runners on. That hits the outside corner for strike 1. That swung on and grounded short, fielded by White. She'll throw on to Balboni at third to get the force out. So 2 outs here in the 5th. And it'll be runners at first and second for Caitlin Puza. Misses high and outside for a ball to Caitlin Puza. Same spot for ball 3. So 3-0 count now to Caitlin Puza. And it's got to be the 5th or 6th batter Decker has gone 3-0 to. That hits the inside corner for strike 1. To be fair, in most of those she's battled back to get the count to 3-2. See if she can do it here. That's inside for ball 4, so that'll load up the bases with 2 outs here in the 6th. And Carly Mostello will come up to bat. She's walked twice today. That's outside for a ball. Top of the 5th here at Birchland Park Middle School. Westfield Bombers lead the Spartans 11-6. As that pitch gets past AP and a run will come in on the wild pitch. So everyone will move up a base. It'll be runners on second and third with 2 outs. Pitch miss outside to Carly Mostello. 3-0 count. As that hits for a strike. 3-1 now to Carly Mostello. That misses outside for ball 4. So she'll take the free pass down to first, and bases will be loaded once again for Rachel Swords. Swords 1 for 3 today, striking out back in the second, getting a double in the third, and grounding out in the fourth as she takes strike 1 from Decker. That'll miss high and outside for ball 1. And that evens the count at 1-1 to Swords. That swung on and missed. Bring the count to 1-2. That's grounded foul down the third baseline. So she'll stay alive at 1-2. Two outs here in the fifth. That's grounded up the middle, fielded by Decker. Good play. And she'll flip on to first for the final out. So Westfield gets 1. They increase their lead to 6. They lead the Spartans 12-6. After 4.5, we'll be back for the home half of the fifth after this quick break.
Today's game is brought to you in part by The Pizza Shop, home of the legendary dough, located on Shaker Road in East Longmeadow. And also by Let's Yo, a yogurt experience. You can visit Let's Yo on North Main Street in the Stop and Shop Plaza in East Longmeadow.
Bottom of the fifth inning, ready to get underway here. As the Spartans will have Katie Bonavita pinch hit for Jill Turowski. Bonavita batting .286 this season and 14 at-bats. She's collected 4 hits, 4 RBIs. As umpire wants to talk the substitution over with Coach Santinello. Still trying to square things away here with the lineups. Looks like Spartans making a couple changes here with Katie Bonavita pitch hitting, and it looks like Katie Novak is on deck. So she'll also be pitch hitting as Bonavita takes strike 1 at the knees. That evens the count at 1-1 to Bonavita. Spartans trail the Bombers 12-6 here in the fifth inning. The offering misses low and inside for ball 2. 2-1 count now to Katie Bonavita. Pinch hitting here for Jill Turowski. That swung on and missed for strike 2. And that'll even the count at 2-2. And that swung on and missed again for strike 3. So Bonavita goes down swinging for the first out here in the 5th. That'll bring up Katie Novak. Looks like, I can't really see numbers from here. Yes. Check my lineup. It is Katie Novak pinch hitting for Cara Balboni. So she'll bet here with 1 out in the 5th after the strikeout by Katie Bonavita. She takes ball 1 high. She fouls that one straight back, just missing to even the count at 1-1. Spartans find themselves in a 6-run hole. They trail the Bombers of Westfield 12-6. So that misses high for ball 2. It's a close game up until the 4th inning when the Bombers put 7 runs on the board. As Novak fouls that one to the backstop. Evens the count at 2-2. Till that point, it was tied 4-4, and Spartans had the lead for a few innings, going up 2-0, then 4-2. That swung on and missed for strike 3. So McNerney gets her 2nd strikeout of this inning. Her sixth strikeout of this game. That'll bring up the top of the order for the Spartans and Mackenzie Lambert, who is 2 for 3 today. She'll look at strike 1. That's lined into the outfield and will fall between the center fielder and left fielder, as Lambert thought about second on the bobble but decides to stay at first. So Spartans get a runner with 2 outs in Mackenzie Lambert, and that'll bring up Danny White, who is 2 for 3 today with 2 base hits and a fly out so far in this one. Misses outside for a ball. Snap throw down the first safely. Back is Lambert. She was only a step or 2 off the bag. This catcher likes to throw. Thrown a couple times to first, third, and second base. And as White looks at strike 1. 1-1 count now to Danny White, the shortstop for the Spartans. That's lined straight back. Bring the count to 1-2. White gets on here. It'll bring up Melissa Pioggi, who waits on deck. And that's lifted to the infield. First baseman makes the catch for the 3rd out. So the Spartans unable to chip away in the 5th. They trail the Bombers 12-6 after 5. We'll be back for the start of 6th after this.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCATSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
It'll be Annalise Eak to lead things off here in the 6th for the Bombers. She takes ball 1 high and outside. Eak hit the 3-run home run back in the 4th. As she gets a hold of that one down the left field line, Lexi Cohan can't handle it, and it'll fall in for a long double. Unless EX stretched that one out into a double after the bobble by Kohan. So she'll be on second for Maddie Brockway. Actually, this may be a pinch hitter for the Bombers. I don't have their full roster, so batter squares the bunt, pulls back for the ball as Lambert creeps in, but Eak gets back safely. It's the old center field trick. As Lambert creeps in again. That misses outside for a ball to the batter. Same spot for ball. That misses for ball 4. So a walk here for the 8-hitter. That'll bring up another pinch hitter for the Bombers in Kiara Manfredi, thanks to some help from the Westfield fans. So it'll be Manfredi pinch hitting for Vicky Camp as Coach Santinello talks to Decker. It's 12 to 6, Westfield.
What did Danny do?
All right, back underway here from the coaches' meeting as Kiara Manfredi pinch hits here. Count now to Manfredi, who is pitch hitting for Vicky Camp. Just grounded foul down the third baseline. She battled the runner on first and second. That missed for a ball. That swung on and missed for strike 3. So the Spartans get the first out of the 6th. And it looks like Westfield will have another pinch hitter coming up. She'll take that pitch low for a ball. So 1 out here in the 6th inning. That gets the outside corner for a strike. It's grounded back to Decker. She'll field throw on to first. Good pick by Tarowski over there to get the out. So 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Runners advance to second and third on the ground out. And I'll bring up Jesse Pratt. That swung on and grounded. Whitefield throws on to first strongly to get the third out. So the Spartans keep the Bombers off the board in the 6th. We'll be back for the home half after this break.
Today's game is brought to you in part by The Pizza Shop, home of the legendary dough located on Shaker Road in East Longmeadow. And also by Let's Yo, a yogurt experience. You can visit Let's Yo on North Main Street in the Stop and Shop Plaza in East Longmeadow.
Home half of the 6th inning just about ready to get underway here at Birchland Park Middle School. Spartans trail the Bombers 12-6. This will be Alyssa Pioji leading things off for the Spartans as she swings at the first pitch. And second baseman can't handle it as Pioji will reach on the error. So Spartans need base runners as they trail by 6 runs. Down to their last 6 outs. As Mary Edwards will come in to run for Pioji. Julia Decker will step up to the plate. Decker takes strike 1 at the knees. That's fouled just outside the bag down the third base line. So Decker goes down 0-2. Runner on first here in the bottom of the 6th inning. No outs. Decker takes that offering higher for ball 1. It's fouled straight back to the backstop as Decker stays alive at 1-2. Decker flicks that one into the outfield, but a great diving catch by the center fielder, Jesse Pratt. Great effort in center field. So it'll be 1 out with a runner on first. And Jill Morosino will come up to the plate. She'll take strike 1. Morosino 2 for 2 today with 2 base hits. She's also got a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. 1-1 count now to Morosino. That swung on and lifted out of play. Bring the count to 1-2. So 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Spartans trail the Bombers 12-6 after a 7-run inning by the Bombers back in the 4th. Before that point, it was a tie game, 4-4. One-two pitch to Morosino is low and inside for a ball, even as the count at 2-2. Spartans unable to capitalize on a bases loaded no out inning in the bottom half of the 3rd. That swung on and missed by Morosino, but since there's a runner occupying first, She is out, even though the ball got away from the catcher. So 2 out here in the 6th inning as Lexi Cohan takes ball 1 inside. Cohan fouls it off her foot. Walk it off. You runner on first and Mary Edwards, who's pitch running for Alyssa Pioje, who reached on the error and misses outside for a ball. 2-1 now to Cohan, who is 2 for 3 today. That misses outside for ball. 3-1 now to Lexi Cohan. That's lined in the outfield. That'll get over the center fielder's head. Coach Sant will send Mary Edwards home, and she will get in safely without a throw. So the Spartans get a run here in the 6th inning after the double by Lexi Cohan. Center fielder just couldn't track it down, just got over the tip of her glove. Great hit by Lexi Cohan to give the Spartans some life here in the 6th inning with 2 outs as Ali Abdulis comes up to the plate. She'll take strike 1. That's outside for a ball. 1-1 now to Ali Abdulis. She is 1 for 3 today with a double, fearless choice, and a strikeout. That's grounded to the first base. She'll field it and take it herself for the 3rd out. So after 6th, the Spartans get 1 more on the board. They trail the Bombers 12-7. We'll be back for the 7th inning after this break.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCATSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
Just about ready to start the 7th inning here at Birchland Park. Westfield Bombers lead the Spartans 12-7. As Maddie Akolkadis takes the ball to lead things off here in the 7th inning. That's lifted and fielded by Decker for the first out of the 7th. So quick out here for the Spartans. And that'll bring up Caitlin Puza for the Bombers. 0 for 2 today. Reached twice on walks and grounded out twice. That misses low and inside for a ball. That offering also inside for ball 3 to Caitlin Puza. That misses low for ball 4, so Puza walks on 4 straight pitches Gonna bring up Carly Mostello. She's walked 3 times today. That misses outside for ball. So 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning, runner on first base. Spartans trail the Bombers by 5, 12-7. That gets the corner for strike 1 to Mostello. This is for a ball. That's grounded to Morosino. She'll field it cleanly. Flip on to first for the 2nd out. So the Spartans get the 2nd out with the 4-3 put out as Caitlin Puza moves on to 2nd. And Rachel Swords will come up here with 2 outs in the 7th inning. She looks at strike 1. That's grounded up the middle. Decker fields it cleanly. She'll throw on to first to get the 3rd out of the 7th inning. So Spartans trail by 5. They have a lot of work to do in the 7th. They're down to their last 3 outs. We'll be back for that after this quick break.
Today's game is brought to you in part by The Pizza Shop, home of the legendary dough, located on Shaker Road in East Longmeadow. And also by Let's Yo, a yogurt experience. You can visit Let's Yo on North Main Street in the Stop and Shop Plaza in East Longmeadow.
All right, we're back for the home half of the 7th inning as Jill Tarowski will lead things off here for the Spartans. She takes ball 1 high. It'll be Jill Tarowski followed by Kara Balboni and then top of the order. That misses low and inside for ball 2. Spartans trail by 5 runs. They're down to their last 3 outs. Spartan bats capable of that comeback as that's fouled off into the other field. Spartans need help from the bottom of the lineup here to get some base runners going as Tarowski looks at strike 2. That pitch evens the count at 2-2. That's grounded foul down the first base line. So Tarowski stays alive here in the 7th inning. Count remains at 2-2. And Sarah McNerney looks to keep the Spartans off the board here in the 7th inning. That's low and inside for ball 3. And Tarowski has a full count. 3-2 here in the 7th inning. That's swung on and lifted out of play. So Tarowski lives to see another pitch. And that swung on and lifted foul down the first base line. So a good battle here from Tarowski. Payoff pitch from McNerney. Swung on and grounded to third base. She'll field cleanly, throw over to first for the first out. So good at bat by Tarowski, just grounds out to the third baseman. And I'll bring up Carol Balboni. Takes strike one on the corner. This umpire, though it may not have been the best strike zone, has been consistent for both teams all day long as Balboni swings at a high pitch and fouls it out of play. So she's in an 0-2 hole early in this at bat. See if she can battle back here. That swung on and lifted out of play. Balboni just missing that one. Count stays at 0-2. That swung on and grounded to third. And Cocatus fields it cleanly and throws on to first for the second out. So 8-9 hitters unable to get on base for the top of the order. And Mackenzie Lambert will come up to the plate with no one on. And 2 outs in the 7th inning. Lambert 3 for 4 today with 3 base hits and a strikeout. Spartans down to the last out. They trail the Bombers 12-6. This count gets evened at 1-1 to Lambert. That misses low and inside for a ball. 2-1 to Mackenzie Lambert. That misses outside for ball 3. Looked like a strike from here. Just missed outside. That's low for ball 4, so Lambert goes down to first. And it'll be a runner on with 2 outs for Danny White. White 2 for 4 today with 2 base hits and a couple flyouts earlier in this one. She looks at strike one right down the middle. That's haphazardly swung on. So half a swing from Danny White. She goes down 0-2 as Lambert steals second. Westfield defense not really concerned about Lambert, as that pitch misses high and outside to White. 1-2 count. That misses low for a ball. Snap throw down to second. Lambert is back in time. Spartans down to their last strike in Danny White, as she looks at strike 3 for a strikeout on the corner. So Spartans drop this one to Westfield 12-7. Spartans drop to an 8-4 overall record. They'll remain 3-1 in the Valley Wheel League, as Westfield is in the Valley League. Westfield stays undefeated. They'll move to 13-0 and will remain ranked number 1 in Western Mass. So, with the exception of one inning, a tight game from both teams. It's that one big inning that killed the Spartans again, just like it did last game against Chicopee. So again, Spartans dropped this one 12-7 from Birchland Park Middle School. I'm Nick Balboni for LCAT Sports. We'll see you next time.